Okay, hello everyone, and welcome for real this time to the inaugural game night for Revolution, a new custom card constructed format which aims to emulate the power level of Standard and show off some of the best sets in custom Magic right now. Right now, we're watching the round one match between DrChillbrain, who it looks like is playing. Interesting. It's like Mardu Go Wide, or it might be Mardu Aristocrats. Um,
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
tokens,
we have,
something.
on the other side of the table, we have Red Panders, who is playing the deck that they've been repping for a while now in League, which is White Red Flash. So both of these are very aggressive decks, which also have some good tips or some good tricks up their sleeve. Um, Especially terrifying with Mafia Capo, which is basically,
Yeah, that's
yeah, in the right deck, it's basically Young Pyromancer on crack.
yep, that's a good way to describe it.
Hmm. Yeah, and like we have someone mentioning in chat, Event Horizon is absolutely nuts. I think it is. It's likely to be the best a removal spell in the format for a long while, um, and for good reason. Yeah, it's like the.
I can believe that. Yeah,
Hmm. And obviously, like when you pair it with good go wide cards like Mafia Capo, which increase your board presence by a lot, it's only oh no, and a second Mafia
mm,
Capo
yeah,
coming
that's
down for.
any
Ugh.
spell just gives all these things, or any instant just gives all these things plus and plus one
Hmm.
from the Braveheart Charger,
Oh yeah.
which means four damage if nothing, and if there's any instant, it's what an extra three, seven plus whatever the instant does.
Hmm. So it looks like Pandra's going to flash in a blocker here. Um,
Oh,
you
and flicker something? Is that what this does? Yeah, flickers exiles one on target permanent, so you can flicker out one of the attackers
Yeah. So do I
and block another one.
do you permakill a token or do you Braveheart? Do you, I think actually you permakill a token. You need to start getting back
It,
board presence.
yeah, well, it depends how much you think there's a trick because you can perma flicker a token and block the charger, and if they don't have anything or only an instant that doesn't affect the actual stats of the creature other than its ability, you can eat it or trade with it. But if any trick comes down now, or any anything that can give it more than plus and plus one, but it looks like it's just going to die. No, or is it going to get flickered? I guess it's going to get flickered and then block a token. Yeah, it
Okay.
looks like that's
So
what.
Brave it doesn't want to mess with the Braveheart Charger.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, there's
Yeah.
only one card in hand, so I kind of like just maybe just throwing the block on it there because it's so much better for you if you kill the Braveheart Charger than killing a token. But
Yeah.
I
Especially
don't know.
given that like more tokens are coming through either way because of the double capo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Braveheart Charger is
And
just really good for any sort of go white strategy. Like, and I think that like in terms of like playing aggro decks, I really think that like because it inherently has lifelink, it's so good as like an aggro mirror
yeah,
breaker.
definitely. I was
I,
looking at. I didn't put like a list together, but I was looking at doing a deck that had Braveheart Charger paired with the. I can't remember the name of the card, but it's a 3 mana thing that makes a rune, and when you scry, your creatures get +2/+0, or your attacking creatures get +2/+0. So you have those two payoffs for going wide, and then like opt and the 2 mana thing that makes two soldiers and stuff like that to trigger the Braveheart Charger and the scry off the other guy, and you just give all your tokens like +3/+1, which seemed quite interesting. But I'm not sure what the best shell for is. Maybe play like Unite the Clans because Jessica. Yeah.
okay, and yeah, it looks like okay.
Oh,
Event Hor-
Alonso.
yeah, Alonso coming down, running out the Event Horizon now on the Mafia Capo. Um, I feel like you want to save this for the Alonso. Maybe I'm crazy. The
Yeah, Alonso is pretty good.
Especially because I think Alonso, it just comes down minus twos and kills the
Yes,
Archangel.
I have
Like
to
yeah,
imagine that's what's yeah, especially since um, Red Panda tapped out, so
yeah,
you can
and then Red Panthers just eats four here.
yeah. I'm not sure if I like leaving a blocker back there or not. I don't know how much haste stuff it's likely to be in. It looks like we've seen flying flash creatures. Obviously, there's an adrenaline on the board, but I don't know if that's more focused towards the flash side of the ability because it works for both of them. But if you're expecting a haste creature, it could be worth leaving a token back in that situation. Oh, it looks like it didn't matter anyway.
Okay, so game one emphatically goes to Chillbrain, and we're seeing the power of just like some of the like what I imagine are going to be staple cards in the format in Braveheart Charger and the Mafia Capo, and also how good the mana can be if you're playing to like, because I know that Kutalia brings with it, because of its Mardu faction, some really good fixing in that regard. So even in aggressive decks, supporting a red-white alongside black-black was kind of...
Yeah, like you have, because you have a tri-land on top of, you have 12 fast lands if you want them, and also the 8 pseudo shocks from Catalia. So you can basically just play 12 fast lands, 8 shocks, and 4 tri lands, or you know, maybe shave like a couple of those if you don't want that amount of lands, and have a pretty good mana base from that. Especially if you're playing, obviously, if you're not playing an aggressive deck, that kind of starts to go off the rails a little bit because you probably don't want 12 fast lands in your deck at that point. But assuming your curve probably caps out at 4, like it wouldn't surprise me if Alonso was the highest mana cost card in Chillbrain's deck there, probably.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be real. I don't know what kind of sideboarding tools each of these players could bring to bear. Do you have? No.
No,
Okay.
not really. Well, I like the white centaur thing, the arbiter. I can't remember the exact name of it.
Cyber's Clan Arbiter, which is
Yes.
one in a white for 2/3 with vigilance that also taxes non-creature spells in your opponent's hand. Very good on the defensive. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that card has been obscene for me in the few games I've played so far. But I don't know if it's the kind of card you would like if you didn't already have it main deck. I don't know if it's the kind of card that's actually good in this matchup or out of either of these deck sideboards.
And seeing the Mafia Capo come down. Oh, but okay, immediately going to be answered by the Ferocious Flame.
Yeah, that's very scary if you don't kill it straight away.
So that's a good 1-for-1 trade for Panders there. And that is really what Panders needs to do. Like, just 1-for-1 trade with all of Chillbrain's, like, dangerous threats. And then for stuff like... Because, like, the Berserker is scary, but only in conjunction with other threats. Otherwise, you can just eat it with, like, your Angels or whatever. So, yeah, I think that, like...
It's not a huge threat on its own. Like, sure, they'll gain a couple points of life, but it doesn't... You know, it's very answerable by a lot of stuff. Just keeping it in check on the board.
Okay, Elemental Surprise coming down. This is a 3/3 haster.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. We might see some removal. Looks like they're thinking about it.
I wonder if because this has flash, no, never mind. They did that on Panders' end. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's no reason to kill it because you can kill it in response to whatever creature or spell happens.
Yeah, Warband reinforcements would be.
Yeah, quite good. You probably want to respond with removal if you have it, or even a flicker to flicker it out.
Okay, hard cast violent discharge for 3 is usually not where you want to be, but I mean you'll take it in this situation.
It's still fine, yeah. Spent 3 mana to kill their 3 mana creature, like it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, like you're even on tempo there. Yeah, the problem is like, the problem is Chillbrain just because of like the tokens focus. Has a lot of stuff which you can't cleanly 1-for-1, so Panders needs to put down threats, but then can't put down threats like if Chillbrain is also putting out multiple cheap cards per turn. Is that Alonso? No, it's the other very scary Planeswalker from Detros. It's going to be Amaret. Amaret was pretty format defining during their tenure in Custom Standard.
Very, I would say, yeah. One of the best cards in pretty much every format that they were legal in, or like every rotation they were legal in.
Just making like lifelink haste tokens are so good. You can lightning helix
Yep.
something while still surviving, and then it becomes like if you just keep plussing it, effectively ends the game in
Yeah,
3 turns.
it's a nice combo with Alonso. Like, as in having both of them is nice because they kind of work very well with each other. Because you can make tokens with Amaret and um, sacrifice them to Alonso, and also the things that Amaret can't kill with damage, Alonso can kill with exile.
Speaking of killing with exile, Archangel of Rekindling gonna come down, eat the armor token, and then can block one of the warriors. Won't be able to kill Amaret, but what it can do is by attacking it, it puts Amaret out of the range of being able to lightning helix it straight back. So suddenly,
Which is pretty good.
with one Archangel, the tempo is completely switched to Red Pander's side.
And if he has some way to deal the extra two, um, to get it off the board, like another Ferocious Flame or something like that,
Yeah, like
we
a
might see that
main two
come down now.
that is looking like okay lightning splinters. So yeah, just gonna
Yeah, there we
kill
go.
and then paying 2 more or 3 more. What for? Oh, Station 7 host to copy it, and you're gonna hit
Awesome.
face. Yeah, okay. I mean,
Which
why
is
not?
the 2-2 on the board, yeah.
I
And
mean,
it does keep the tokens in check, which is not irrelevant.
and it might also just be that like like maybe Panders's hand has like more creatures now, like because they've run out
Yeah, or
a bunch of burn at this point. Like so it might be that like this is one of their
expensive
last
spells,
opportunities to
yeah.
use Station 7.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Or that like let's say they have like also they might have an event horizon, and like the reason I say that is like uh
And just want small permanents on the board. Yeah, that could be possible.
yeah
Not killing the token also kind of makes that more likely, I
yeah
guess.
like
Because
you could also argue like hey Station 7 just puts a body that can eat it if they attack, but also yeah. Okay, Mafia Capo coming down. Okay. Yeah, no, Red Pandas can't really do anything to answer that. If Chill has a Warband reinforcements copy too, can immediately get value off this capo. Oh, Pander's gonna
yeah,
tap out for the Elemental of Surprise, or not tap out, but
yeah, I guess it's a mirror, an elemental surprise mirror, kind of.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, the shells are very different, but
Okay, so he's gonna swing with the Elemental plus the Archangel. Okay, so Red Pandas has to have removal for this capo, and the reason I say that is wouldn't leave without 2 blockers to be able to kill the capo. Okay, yeah. So in response, yeah, the Event Horizon Mirror, they're gonna take out the capo.
I guess
Um,
by not killing the warrior on the earlier turn, if Chillbrain taps up for another 4 mana planeswalker, you could kill it with the Event Horizon in that situation because there'd be 4 permanents on the board. So
mm-hmm.
maybe that was what they were playing around there, which is pretty heads up, I think.
Yep. So Chill, I'm assuming just yeah, Chill just takes the 3 from the Elemental probably, but yeah, like
Yeah,
so,
Tumblr
so
doesn't really do a lot. Yeah.
Chill does have the card advantage here, so it depends on what they have, because they've run Panders out of resources, so
Hmm. Yeah, like Panda's board is slightly better, but not anymore, I guess.
yeah, that's devastating.
Yeah, you probably just kill the elemental, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have 2 blockers for the host if you need it.
Yeah, you can just jump block, or you can trade them both. Just
Yeah,
preserve the loyalty. I mean, obviously, we've seen pandas have a lot of sort of haste and that type of thing, so it's possible that an answer will, or just more burn spells, I guess. That also does it.
oh, that is. I don't know if that was a top deck, but yeah, that is incredibly clutch. Okay,
Yeah, you
so
have to. The problem is though, it's not really like obviously you have to remove the amulet or you're going to lose, but like Chillbrain just has so many more cards, and I can't see something
oh
else
no, is
that
this
needs to be killed.
ah?
Yeah,
It's the 1-2 punch.
yeah.
And like I think that's
So this,
like Chillbrain's deck like is just incredibly strong in that it both has that aggressive bent that forces you to run out resources early, and then because of the planeswalkers can just outgrind you in the late game.
for sure, yeah. And now ones I can basically just sit there pressuring life total. And if Pandas taps out for one big thing, um, can exile it. So
Also, yeah, speaking of the aggro mirror, I don't know if the Braveheart channelers were in the main, um, but yeah, they do make sense right here. Okay, and is Chillbrain just gonna Chillbrain could just
you probably want to keep it alive, right? So
okay, so he has double blocks
possibly
the
one.
Braveheart. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess you just assume that given that Pandas has played so many instants and stuff already and only has one card in hand, that it's probably not another instant. And it looks like it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. It could be main two burn, but no. Okay, yeah, has already run out so much burn, and yeah, I think this is the
Yeah.
problem. Like, what is Pandas' card advantage source in this deck? Probably has the impulse draw, Coalesce creature. May like I actually don't
Yeah,
know
maybe.
I actually don't know what his source of card advantage is, but needs it
I mean, you could
desperately.
play Amorettes in this deck, which I guess sort of are a card
Yeah,
advantage.
yeah, that's fair.
Chillbone probably like it wouldn't surprise me if Chillbone has Frankie's, which also probably kind of go over the top if they come down at any point.
Ooh, Overwhelmed Sentry. Oh, that's really really good here, because like next turn you okay, I guess you can just actually use the 0/1. But I was about to say, you -2 Alonzo, sacrifice Overwhelm Sentry, kill Station 7 host, get 3 tokens.
Yeah, yeah,
You feel
it's
pretty good
quite good.
about that. And Panda's just gonna concede there. Whew. And what a set. So Chillbrain on Mardu tokens takes a 2-0 over Red Panders on white on Boros Flash. And I think okay, like I love shilling for custom formats. Everyone knows this, but I genuinely think that like I've I've never seen decks like this in like other formats, and that's what I love is that you can just like sit down and be like, wow, okay, here's this like who would ever peg like Boros as the colors for a flash deck? Mm-hmm. Like no
Yeah,
blue and
it
no
isn't.
green.
Usually they don't get a ton of flash support. Yeah, it's quite an interesting pairing.
So yeah, I think that was a pretty cool first match to see from this game night.